Okay, so after I left that crazy pervert's house, um, I was staying in hostels, and then I got a job down at Ocean Beach, and I loved it, and I met some really cool people, um, and all that. Everything was going good. I still couldn't find a place to live. I met a great friend of mine, and did have an empty room, but he had a cat. So I was sleeping in his garage. I had to leave the hostels because you could only stay a certain amount of time in each one. Um, yeah, I was living in his garage, or sleeping in his garage, going to work and stuff from there, in his really cute muscle car, his project car that was in the garage. And that's where I was sleeping. When I go to bathe and everything, I had to go in the house really quick. I wore a mask so I didn't breathe in the cat hairs and dander. And that was working out a little bit. It was expensive to go back and forth because I didn't have a car. I left my truck in the desert. Uh, but everything was going okay. And then my father's son called me from Utah and said that he needed a place to go. And as somebody who was dealing with homelessness, I had a trailer and solar panels and propane, everything out there. Didn't go there because it was very close to where Adam lived, and he could easily walk, and it's in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't feel safe. So I told my father's son that he could go out there and he could stay in there. I didn't know he was going to bring someone. He brought this girl with him, which I didn't give permission for, but he took her out there. And apparently they were doing meth or something. And they had a fight. She took some other guy back to my property to get her stuff because he stranded her in Arizona somewhere, I think Kingman. So I was living my life in San Diego, and he calls me from jail. And they said I could get a free call or whatever. And so he was telling me the marshals came to my property to arrest him. I later found out that he was on parole and he was not supposed to leave Utah. And so he got arrested, and I guess the girl pressed charges on something, I don't know. But he got arrested. And that's when the phone dropped, because they only gave me like a minute or two or whatever to talk to him. And after that, I rented a car to go check on my property, because I figured if the marshals come, they're not going to lock everything up, and there's little creatures and everything out there. I wanted to make sure everything was secure. I just went out there. I was just going to go out there for the night and close everything up, and then go back to San Diego, to my life in San Diego. This is now February of 2024. And this is where things get really bad. See me next time.